Good morning, friends. Before we start the show, if you would allow me a brief moment of indulgence, I would appreciate the opportunity to read something to you. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with one another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them, a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among those are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed, that whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them shall seem most likely to affect their safety and happiness. Prudence, indeed, will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly all experience hath shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object in vices designed to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. Such has been the patient sufferance of these colonies, and such is now the necessity which constrains them to alter their former systems of government. And for the support of this declaration, with a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor. Those words mean as much now as they did back then, and while things in the United States are far from perfect, when we set aside our differences, we see the truth, that all of us are on the same team, and it is up to all of us to make sure this country is a shining beacon to the world, that a free society flourishes, it does not wither and die. A free society creates, it has no need to destroy. A free society lifts up its fellow man, it doesn't step on the windpipe of its own citizens. And while some would prefer to focus on all the negatives for the sake of displaying their virtue relative to their countrymen, and would denounce us for loving the land we were born into, we will not shun our brothers and sisters. We will not be led into division. We will leave no man behind. Today we celebrate Independence Day, and we will let freedom ring for everyone who hears the call of the Stars and Stripes. And now, it's time for the Fright Power Hour.